All right. So I'm Indu Balachandran from the National Centre of Indigenous Excellence here at beautiful Canberra Lowitja Institute's Health Research into Policy seminar. And one of the questions that was kind of in my mind through the program was for community organisations like ours in Redfern, how do we negotiate policy frameworks, research practices, good research practices, and kind of working with community on the ground in a really sensible and relevant manner.
That was such a really good question to pose at this particular forum, and again the Lowitja Institute has just been a real leader and an exemplar in this particular space because of the long-term investment in growing up Indigenous scholarship. And I think when you're a member of a community, from a community, and able to engage from that community-led practice, I think you end up with a really different set of results, and that's certainly something that we've seen through First 1000 Days Australia. So my name's Professor Kerry Arabena. I am here as a recipient of a scholarship and a research program that's looking at regional integration of early childhood services across multiple sites down the east coast of Australia. We're also being funded to do some science work looking particularly across multiple generations with microbiome and working out policies and protocols around that. And the question that Indu asked us was a really important one. It is always better when communities have a question that they want to have interrogated, to know, and then how to practically respond to. And so in that, we were able to reflect on the work that's happening in Victoria with one of our partners who's taken a real leadership role in this space. Aboriginal Housing Victoria has about $26 million worth of assets that's just been handed back to them, as well as 11,000 people who reside in those houses. And that stock has been the defining relationship point between them and their communities that they're meant to respond to. Once that transition happened and it was brought under community control, they were also then able to change the nature of their relationship with the clients that they had. So they weren't just following through people if they hadn't paid their rent on time. What they wanted to do was provide more social services and to create this opportunity for people to have a roof overhead, but that to be more of a home and to create a home environment. So they actually asked and approached us to come and do some baseline survey work with the householders about the kinds of things that they aspired to within that place. And as part of that process, and again led by earlier experiences across the Lowitja Institute with other community research initiatives, what we did was find tenants to become peer researchers. We trained them. We've developed it up in an accredited course now for peer researcher training. We then gave them iPads and we asked family members, multiple generations, what kind of questions they wanted to ask within their own communities, what is it that they wanted to know and understand. And then after that, we employed them at $33 an hour to go and do that level of work. So they became employees, they had workplace codes of conduct, and they went out and surveyed at a very high rate, actually. So when you get the written surveys that were sent out by a central office, there was at least a 40% increase in the number of people who participated. And what they were doing was actually really focusing on what the aspirations were for those householders. So now Aboriginal Housing Victoria has an idea about what 14-year-olds up all want and aspire to, and they've employed life coaches and mentors to immediately respond to those aspirations, and in a very short space of time have been able to help over 37 households achieve over 200 life goals. And that is just extraordinary. It's extraordinary for a couple of reasons. One is that what we all get frustrated by is the length of time it takes by the time you get ethics, actually do the research, get the research results, translate them into someone's life that it's got meaning, and then feed that into a policy process. What they were able to do was shorten the time frames on that by having an immediate response to some of the issues that were already addressed. And we as a university now partner and do the analysis led by them, what it is that they want to put into their policy documents, but also then what helps make sense in the transformation of how housing corporations are responding to their clients. It's been a really fascinating journey, and we've been able to learn so much, and I was able to share it today because of this wonderful woman and her question.
Yeah.
Peace out, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.